Okay.
Good. Testing 1, 2. Ja, this is not only just hasting so Madam Vice President, Shade Elado Nanashta Dillard. Shonto this is Robert O. Marsha Naatsis'aan, Madam President. Vice President Gordon. Shade Ella. But Secretary Treasurer. Oljato Haniara. Oljato there. Should not Mr. Little top seat. I shouldn't touch it. Okay, and then the two young ladies from Marsha's family. Shonto voters. Shonto delegation. Hello, Shema. Like me, someone. Supervisor, Navajo County Supervisor. Shema, Supervisor Benali. Now, the son of Benali, I'll call the meeting to order at 12:17. Thank you for attending the meeting, even though you're busy, you had other things to do. And I'm pretty sure you would have been at the fair, but you chose to be here, tossing candy and all that. Okay, Adolano, late Eastern Navajo, St. Michael was that, Mr. Yeah, yeah. So, roll call. Can you do the roll call, please?
Honorable Herman Daniels.
Good afternoon. I'm on the line.
Thank you. Madam President Patricia Blackhorn.
Present.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Vice President Gordon Fulgrader.
Present.
Thank you. Madam Secretary Treasurer Ella J. Benoni.
Present.
Thank you. And Mr. Grazing Official Russell Small Canyon. Oljato Chapter Willis B. Gang. Jean Holiday. Marietta Bedoni. Bennett Daniels. Shonto Community Governance. Mr. President Roland Small Canyon.
Present.
Okay. Thank you. Madam Vice President Marcia Gray Eyes.
Here.
Thank you. And then Mr. Secretary Treasurer Robert Black. Thank you. Brittany Hunt. Moving on to Tsapikin Chapter. Geraldine, Madam President Geraldine Chi.
Present.
Thank you. All right, and then Mr. Vice President, Chancey Augustine.
Let's test everything online.
Thank you. Then myself, Della Curley. Then Happy Jerry Gay. With that, chair total of, let's see here, it's like 10? 10 for present.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. So that constitutes a quorum. Naatsis'aan. On vacation. Any volunteers? Okay.
Good morning, or good afternoon, everybody. Let me say a prayer for us real quick. Father in heaven, I ask you to bless each and every one of our leaders here. Give them the strength, the ability, and the drive to accomplish those things that we look at when we need to make our community strong, healthy, and successful. I ask you to bless their families, to watch over them, to give them strength to make sure that they're able to do the things they need to. And I ask you to bless our communities and our families and our elders that are in our communities. Give them strength and the ability to continue to do the things that make us a successful nation and people. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, sir. Jason. Okay. Okay, we'll jump down to number 4. Review and adopt the agenda. I'll need Mr. Secretary, can you read the agenda to the record, please?
Yes, NOST Regional Council meeting Saturday, October 5th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Daylight Savings Time. Host is Naatsis'aan Chapter. Location, Naatsis'aan Chapter House. The Zoom meeting is provided. 1 is call meeting to order. 2 is roll call. Number 3 is invocation. Number 4 is review and adopt the agenda. Number 5 is approval of last meeting minutes, which is July 13th, 2024. Then reports with the government leadership, starting with Dr. Boo Van Nygren, nomination president, Ms. Michelle Montoya, nomination vice president, Christine Curley, nomination speaker, Mr. Herman Daniels Jr., 25th nomination council delegate, Ms. Fern Benali, excuse me, Navajo County District 1 supervisors, Ms. Judy Begay, Coconino County District 4 supervisor, Ms. Lena Fowler, Coconino County District 5 supervisor, and Robert Black, LDA to Herman Daniels nomination council. Number 7 is reports, Naatsis'aan Regional Report, chapter presidents. Starting with A, Patricia Blackhorn, Naatsis'aan chapter president. Willis B. Gay, Oljato chapter president. Roland Small Canyon, Shonto community governance president. And Geraldine Cheese, Uppikin chapter president. Number 8 is presentation. Number 1 is nomination broadband office, Ms. Sony Nez, and then number 2 is supporting the Greenview project and grant of way for the benefit of the NOST community updates. I'm sorry, that was supposed to be deleted. For number 2 is supposed to be deleted on the updates to the Tall Mountain Water project, but so. And then number 9, resolution action items. Resolution number NOST 2024-279-001 approving and supporting the Greenview project and grant of way for the benefit of the NOST communities, sponsored by Marshall Gray Eyes. Number 2 is resolution number NOST 2024-279-002 supporting in the referendum measure to place on the 2024 Navajo general election to reduce the Commission on the Navajo Government Development from 12 to 5 members while working with the 25th Navajo Nation Council to introduce legislation of referral to be administered by the Navajo Election Administration, sponsored by Marshall Griais. Number 10 is next NOST Regional Council meeting, which is going to be Saturday, January 4th, 2025, hosted by Oljato chapter. Announcements for the NOST meetings are provided. Upcoming chapter meetings are provided. Then number 12 is adjournment. Madam Mr. Chair, agenda has been read.
Okay, thank you, Ts'ah. With that, I need a motion.
Motion, leave the agenda open.
Second,
Second, Chair.
okay, thank you. Any questions, comments, additions, deletions?
I would like to add a resolution.
Okay, can you tell us
You have a
about it? It's earlier one.
Thank you. May I have the floor, Chair?
Yes, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. The resolution, vi det då som lasen där och council där då så the resolution is for don't agenda idea but 3 years as a so I'm gonna put it in NAS and Arashi NUC meeting with other those that you have. Last year, I only got paid 3,600. Nana, LA, 5,000. That's an India. And it goes on back a couple years. And he does kissing song. I should know that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. Yeah, resolutions, we require 2 chapters, at least 2 chapters for approval. Then it comes to NOST. So in this case, do you have one? Other chapters to forward, at least one of the NOST chapters approving the resolution also.
You mean another chapter has to have our resolution?
So,
I need your help.
We can record or what do you call it, what's the word that they use for? We can approve it now and get the resolution from the other chapter later.
Okay.
What do you call that?
Retroactive.
the reason why we do that is because the resolution, when we approve it, when the council approves it, it goes on the resolution itself where it'll show documentation that was approved at Shonto, or, for instance, Shonto or something can get approved again. We can't approve anything that doesn't meet our bylaws yet.
Then all the chapters gonna say that accord, since it came out of your mouth, Naatsis'aan. Every chapter, just think about, every chapter is probably gonna say that. So, we don't have no support.
So, what she's saying is, NOST bylaw, is it stated in there for the
Yes.
other chapters?
Yes. Yes,
Oh,
it does.
okay.
Do you have it right
I have
now,
it.
so we can? touch on it?
Under the number 4, according to the NOST Regional Council Plan of Operations, a revision was made last meeting, and so that was just to reduce the quorum down to 9 and not to have the 2 chapter member requirement. So now it's just 9 council members have to be present for the meet quorum, whether hybrid or in person. But when we first drafted this up back in whenever, number 4, enumerated duties and responsibilities. A, the NOST Regional Council shall, and then all the way down to number 12, every proposed resolution and official action in council meetings must have a designated sponsor present during the session. Additionally, resolutions require support from 1 or more chapter members in order to be entertained and added onto the agenda. So that's
Yeah, that's our,
One or not. So, so we require a chapter support, so what do they have their own chapter resolution that was passed?
This is we already passed it through our chapter, and this is just a copy to go through, if it could go through now.
So could that be considered? So like one or more, so we're in it. You have the one that has signature here. Just the one that show them that.
do you see one there? One or more, because.
One or more. Or one more, so they can have one. But my question is, their own chapter resolution passed at a new fall meeting is considered the one of the chapter.
We went through the chapter.
And so then attach that
Yeah.
resolution, copy for her. So make a copy of that or give them that copy. How much do you want? Oh, okay. I guess I give up this. I guess what they want at window, right, is the ones that we did not get paid, and we have it on file too in a binder. Give that letter plus to them.
Council, the resolution, since all of you don't have a copy, maybe if you want to understand it a little more, do you want the secretary treasurer to read it? Or, I don't know, because once we approve this, and then you want language to really, you want to add to our resolution a few more language, or or do you want to accept it just the way it is and then convert it to the NOS?
We can add it because it's gonna be in District 2 NOST with a new resolution number.
What does it say, Chair?
We,
Title, yeah.
Resolution to the Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter of the Navajo Nation, resolution number NM 04-2024-091. Recommendation to approve for current chapter officials to claim retroactive stipend for FY 2022 chapter planning, regular, special, regional, NOST, and agency meeting payments for March 2022 to October 2022 and FY 2023 chapter meeting or chapter planning, regular, special, regional, NOST, agency meetings payment for October 2022 to October 2023 as described in the budget document to Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter. That's the heading. Excuse me. Whereas pursuant to Title 26, Section 3, Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter has a duly recognized certified chapter of Navajo Nation Council as listed in Navajo Nation Code 11, Part 1, Section 10, with vast authority and responsibility to act in the best interest of the its local constituents, and Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter officials are delegated to work with chapter membership to comply with all Navajo Nation laws and adhere to the chapter's requests being at the meetings, but experience hardship, and the Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter officials experience hardship due to no stipends and need additional funds to serve the tour of duties and on call all the time, and Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter officials are not employed with increased cost of living in the chapter demand their chapter officials' presence at the chapter level. The request of retroactive stipend FY22 fund for chapter planning meetings, chapter regular meetings, special meetings, for chapter regional district NOS council meetings, and 18 chapters WNA council meetings for all Naatsis'aan chapter officials. The Naatsis'aan chapter officials are not employed with the increase of cost of living, and the chapter demand their chapter officials' presence at the chapter level. The request of retroactive stipend FY23 funds for chapter planning meetings, chapter regular meetings, special meetings for chapter regional district NOS meetings, and 18 chapters West WNA West Council meeting for Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter officials. Now therefore be it resolved that recommendation approves for current chapter officials to claim retroactive stipend for FY22 chapter planning, regular, special, regional, and Western agency meetings payment for March 2022 to October 2022, and FY 2023 chapter planning, regular, special, regional, and agency meetings payments for October 2022 to October 2023, as described in the budget documents to Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain Chapter. Certification be due hereby the foregoing resolution was considered at a duly called chapter meeting at Navajo Mountain Chapter in Navajo Mountain, Utah, in which a quorum was present, and that the same was passed by a vote of blank in favor, blank opposed, and blank abstain on Wednesday, the 26th day of June, 2024, April.
any questions, Mr. Secretary, James? After reading anything talking to you? Any questions on it?
Do you have the votes and motion and second and the signature,
We have the back page, the signed it.
the signed copy?
While you're getting the document, Shajah, you
Yeah,
have
Chair,
the floor.
Chair, Vice Chair, Secretary, and then our NOST officials and people in attendance. I guess my question is that we're supporting a position regarding chapter meeting stipends. So I'm assuming that we're planning a regular meeting. And then what we're asking for is the chapter officials to be paid for certain months that they didn't get paid. So why didn't they get paid? I guess is my question. And if the reasons why we're not paid, or does that, I guess, go in line on how chapter official stipends are issued? Meaning, the way I understand it now is that the way that you're paid is if you conduct an official meeting. And then you go through it, and then you submit the minutes, and then the sign-in sheet, and whatever documents are needed to justify the expenditure. So now, did that happen? So the meeting minutes, and the sign-in sheets, and all the official, I guess, documents that were submitted? And then, I guess, why are they not being paid out then? I guess that would be my question.
Okay. Yeah, hold that question, Shajah.
Okay.
Since we're at the approving of agenda, maybe we can just put it on the agenda.
Have a discussion.
Yeah, have a discussion. We'll just add it to the agenda for now. Then when we come to it, we can talk about it a little more. Any other comments, questions? Let's put the motion to vote. Shajah, Nishita.
Okay. Honorable Herman Daniels, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Okay. Thank you. Patricia Blackburn, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Mr. Fulgrader, how do you vote? Thank you. Ella J. Badani, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Willis, Jean, Marietta, Benedict Daniels. Mr. Small Canyon can't vote. Marcia Gray Eyes, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Robert Black, how do you vote?
In favor?
Thank you. Brittany Hunt. Geraldine Chi, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Chancey Notestein, how do you vote?
Going green, sir.
Thank you. Myself, I'll vote in favor. Then happy JBA with that. Chair, you have a total of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstain. Chair not voting.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, the motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I will now sound on this, read that the agenda. Number 5, there's approval of last meeting minutes. There's a motion on the floor. We don't need to read the minutes. They'll second by Madam President. Okay, any questions, comments? I don't hear none, so let's put the motion to vote.
Okay. Honorable Herman Daniels, how do you vote?
I vote in favor.
Thank you. Patricia Blackburn, how do you vote? Thank you. Mr. Fulgrader, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. LG Badani, how do you vote?
Favor.
Thank you. Willis, Jean, Marietta, and Benedict Daniels. Roland Small Canyon can't vote. Marcia Gray, ayes. How do you vote? Thank you. Robert Black. Thank you. Brittany Hunt. Geraldine Chi. Thank you. Chance Notestein.
I vote in favor, sir.
Thank you. Myself, I'll vote in favor with that, Chair. Total of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, and 0 abstained. Chair not voting.
Thank you. The motion carries. Thank you. Item Naatsis'aan, number 6, reports government leadership. 10 minutes, guys, for your reports. Hey, Dr. Boo Nygren, Navajo Nation President. Is he online? Okay. No show. Miss Michelle Montoya, Navajo Nation Vice President. None. Okay. Let's see, Miss Crystalline Curley, 25th Navajo Nation Speaker. So no show. Miss D, Mr. Herman Daniels Jr., 25th Navajo Nation Council Delegate. You have the floor, Staff.
Good afternoon, staff. Shonto, I'm listening. Yeah, good afternoon. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I have my LDA there, yeah, Mr. Black. AC Chicago, today I'm here at home. This is the second time I got COVID, yeah. And this is the worst I see it. I see those saying disgustingly. So about Friday at 5 o'clock, I met with Office of Legislative Services, Miss Johnson. I don't know that Miss Conlo, Office of Legislative Counsel, Acting Chief Legislative Counsel. On budget, get his job message question there, but it's not the way the continuing resolution. I don't know about the line item veto that was made by President Nygren. That Julie is last night. I need the line item veto the law, but that's just the exhibit to get the line item veto law. Should social class that Miss Johnson going to read them. Robert has some documents to share. That's all. Going to read them. The reason why I'm asking is chapter officials, don't know grazing officials. I see that the line item veto, yeah, but it's no yet. Bad should they need them. They're good for 6 months, should they need. They're good for 6 months. But budget say I've been needing to start letting budget say I've been not needing to FY 2025 budget. Issue with the yesterday not a team beat on letting go. I guess on the Sulgagi. Though I see hello and it's a whole Sunday. Then need again. I just as them that way. Don't ego. Then need executive branch and legislative branch. It's not just the executive branch, it's also the legislative branch. The cook on a great meeting he did need on a great President Nygren. And only one delegate attended that meeting. But I don't have to read that. So with that, we really need to work with each other. Legislative branch and also executive branch. So on the 16th, he could have started with for special session. Lay rough rushes on with my vehicle started to acting up, yeah. So I called speaker. Excuse me, but there's no excuse until I get there, but there's no because there was one legislation before the continuing resolution, the legislation, which was the audit again. So thinking it was going to take some time. So I came back to the house, took the vehicle. By the time when I was past many farms, chief of staff Manuel Rico, he texted me that saying that they adjourned the meeting. I guess out of a decade, I see all past the council. So what's that? I see been money. Hello, that's what's land for no one first case because I didn't get a chance to vote on the continuing resolution. Which is a lot of what adjourned the so I think I was a so it is the so chapter officials you're good for 6 months. So you have to be last legal. I don't know grades officials though what that because of that I tell you the oh I tell you the because it is what this so I don't know what on the grade law and order committee could on the grade the judge and litigate 3A North Wheelia for confirmation. Judge Malcolm Laffin. I don't know. Judge Letitia Stover. I don't know. Judge Clyde. So the right to hold Sunday. I know you. So those 3 in North Wheelia. I don't let's go with them. Salary increase. It's all talk away from North Wheelia. So that I could also refer that to the president. Honestly, that is going to go before the council for confirmation. So so I did him down. This is called Law and Order Committee. I don't know. Last year, I don't know about so Title 17 Criminal Code. It's about so I see the zero of the so that they might yield to go. So. I don't know. I have 3 legislation that's moving forward. Age is for re-enrollment. These individuals, they're from Oljato, but they were registered with another tribe in Nevada. So the Navajo nations are re-enrolled in that deal lately. Haven't dealt this, so that's on the 5-day comment period. So $8,000. I don't know that they really want to re-enroll back with the nation. We want to vote this coming general election now, no? So it is $8,000. I don't know the on right now. I get them. LDA شبه جهات أصلية هذا شيء Mr. Robert Black. So it is them. Ts'ah don't want to set that. My family went to Shiprock. Who set that in? I don't want to carry this at the Northern Fair. I guess all the delegates are over there. I couldn't. I wanted to. That's that. Oh, that's on the stat. Or they can so maybe behind this stuff or whatever. But this is the worst COVID that I got. This is the second time now. So the first time I thought, yeah, the day but I see it. So it is Mr. President should also actually in a nutshell. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. What's up and usually COVID or Ts'ah either. So, with that, I'll ask your LDA, Shazia Robert, if he has anything else.
Well, Chair, Vice Chair, Secretary, I don't know that, county officials and I guess board supervisors and Mr. Freeland. The only other thing is the council trying to get a special meeting going to address the campaign expects report filing. And I think that as of this morning, they only have 8 that signed on to have the meeting, and I think they need at least 5 more by October 10th. So I think the I see. And the date it started was at 5 for a while, so, I don't know if we're gonna get enough signatures to, get the meeting going, which is to rescind the, campaign expense statement, legislation that was approved by the council back in July, or January, and signed by the president, which, puts forth the position from the Navajo Board of Election Supervisors that the campaign expense statements need to be filed 10 days after each election if you were on the ballot, so whether you won or lost, so. There's no any primary elections allowed on, there was a bunch of them that didn't file their campaign expense statement by the due date time, and they were, I guess in some cases disqualified, and they can't run again, so this resolution A is asking to rescind that action that the council took, so I don't know if we're gonna have enough council delegates to sign off. Currently, our delegate A, he hasn't signed on yet, so. The other thing is the Navajo Hopi Land Commission. JA, they're revisiting the allocations in the Navajo Rehabilitation Trust Fund, and then the Dene Relocation Fund, and then also the Energy Escrow Fund. And they're looking at each allocation that the chapters that were given over the years since 1992, and the federal government gave them $16 million to use the money for chapters of the people that were affected by the relocation goal, and that affected by the benefits. So over the years, there's allocations given out, and then there's still some balances that are there, and right now, primarily Chair also is looking at to see what can be done to not only to expend those funds, or if it should be repackaged. So I think they're still looking at the issues on how they're going to do this. So as you know, Shonto is part of the NPL area, and we did receive an allocation, and the way that it looks in the report that was issued on last Thursday by the controller, A. Shonto has a zero balance. So I'm not sure what that means, but we should be also hearing them soon. And then in some cases, they like chapter we have like over 200,000 sitting there since 1996, I believe, or 2008. I shouldn't be down. So I think it was for a public safety building that we were working on. So and I think those questions are probably going to be looked at to see what they need to do, because right now the council is kind of looking at ways to start initiating work that needs to be done out in the areas that they're addressing. So there's also a push to try to see if they can, I guess, prolong the closing of the office of Navajo Hopi Relocation. So the closure is kind of imminent because the money operations that they're using was money designated for addressing the relocatees. AIO, so the administration of the office for N.O.S.T, so I think if the rate that they're going, it should be all zeroed out in maybe 3 to 4 years. So the question I mean, what do we do? To initiate the transition process, meaning that all the stuff that's going on with the relocation manager, like in case of where O'Neill is still involved, like in the area of Naatsis'aan or Padres, those are all funded by O'Neill. That all stops. So, who takes over? I think it's what the question's going to be too. So. And then the Tsapikin 2 proposals are still being drafted. I guess legislative council is the one that's doing the language of the overbought. Like the three legislations that are on 5-day hold, they were submitted about over a month ago. So it took them a while to get to this level. So they finally appeared on the comment period yesterday. So I'm hoping that it comes through pretty soon. In line with November deadline that might come, we might have some money to tap into. So Nana, on the other side, the allocations that we're giving to the 88 delegates, I mean, the 24 delegates for the ARPA funding, then I gave everyone that's on the general fund side, so, I think the only one that's really going through the whole shindig is, I think, in chapter with the reporting, and then asking for the drawdowns on the funds for the projects that are going, so we should be, keeping an eye on that. And then Shonto, we're still waiting on the situation with, the business at DC. We'll be able to talk, the delegates in several of our meetings to get the, hotel lease, emergency operating team in place so that we can start having the operator to start processing whatever needs to be done to start a business. You know, whole meeting, but we, so, it is public announcement shop, so. Check.
Thank you, Sujat. Any questions for delegates, LDA? Then çalışır. Shonto, you have the floor.
Robert, did you tell me soon that they're needed for the resolution that we ceased to spend the funds? Is that resolution, is it legislation?
For the campaign festival, I think in 13.
How many did you have?
Last time I seen, was this morning, it said 5, but I don't know if I'm behind on my email. It's still 5? Okay, so it's still at 5 then, yeah. So they still need, so
How many days?
they have up to the 10th.
So Wednesday this week? Who signed it?
No, George told, Big Thing, Spencer Jesus. There's 2 more, but, it seems like they're kind of reluctant to sign it, so I'm kind of thinking it's not gonna happen. Because the way it's going, so typically, if it's something that the council really want to address, they will usually have the requirement already done by 2 days. And this one's like, when the days now, I think. Yeah, it's taking a while. And it's not really. Yeah, they can't travel to sign it, but the sponsor is Linda Jesus, so. She's, I don't know, she travels in Brenda.
I think that's what it is. There's some people that turn their incentive report all the time, and once that did it, but then if you look at the greater general votes, the majority of the people voted for the one that didn't put in their expense report, it's kind of like discounting their vote as well. So, it's like crazy. So, I think this is just a bigger issue than what it looks like, whether we can or do not, but it's basically generally an issue of what our rights are, voter rights, all of that. So I think this approach better from that perspective. That's my thing, but, yeah.
I think they should have did chapter outreach much better. After they passed the legislation, resolution, whatever. I think that would have been a better idea instead of them feeling like, okay, we just tell them one time and they're good.
I think it should be a bigger window too.
Yeah.
Larger, that they should have filed the campaign reports. How much time is Navajo County?
Navajo County has, it's like 30 days and then we're 70 days. So it's all email, but once we don't, do our finance report, then we get fined every 10 days. It increases. So that's how people, do theirs at the Navajo County. So my next one's gonna be right before the election, general election, and I need to file the campaign claims.
plus they can't run for 5 years, and they face being kicked out of the Navajo meeting. That's really extreme.
Well, thank you for the comments.
Yeah.
My take on that is, we were told when we got the application up front, and when we turned in after the election, we were told again, this is the Navajo Nation, the new Navajo Nation law development. So we were told twice. And some people were ignored that, maybe just went through the other ear and they were off having fun somewhere.
Well, I think it doesn't matter, I think from a Democratic perspective, yes, there are some people that were running for office that filed their paperwork on time. Plus, negative is that you're disenfranchising the voice of people, and that's something that we should be listening to.
Yeah. Well, that's what my sister said. She said they almost blinded into you when you did your application. How can you not do it? That's what she was saying.
Yes, shut it.
Have, a comment on that. I think that here we have a board of election supervisors. We have election officers. What I think that they ought to do is for any new candidate that's coming in to file to be a candidate, they ought to just put them through a little training. How hard is that to do? Put them through a little, especially if they're the first time being a candidate, they don't know. You say, hey, yeah, you start to hustle because you've been year after year going for elections. So, but I think with this one, I think a lot of them are new ones that came on board to run. I think a lot of them are new ones. The ones that put in their expense reports, I think are ones that have already been through an election. So, but the new ones, if you know, how hard is it just to say, sit down a few minutes and say, so this is important, this is the law, this is how you fill out the expense part, here is how you do it, when the election's over, bring it all back in.
Well, yeah, thank you, Shabbat, and all the you probably noticed I'm defending the Navajo Nation law. I actually put up my hand to it, and I swore to uphold the Navajo Nation law.
As president.
But let me make another comment, but I hear it's the ones that were officials in the past were the ones that didn't file. The ones that were new, they filed is what I hear. Rumor says.
Yeah, it's a note, I do agree that, but I also have to look at from the other perspective as well. I mean, yes, there's a law on one side, and then on the other side, we're discounting the votes of more of our native voters who probably are still recovering from the Christmas shooting voting incident, and now I think there'll be more of their rights in some sense. Either way, I would look at it.
Okay, thank you for your comments and your interpretation. Thank you. Your opinion. Let's move on.
Sure.
I'll give the floor to Shimon Ferdinand, Navajo County District 1 Supervisor.
Thank you. All the officials who are here or not, statement this afternoon. Navajo County Board of Supervisors, Shonto, I do have 10 chapters, 3 in Central and 7 in Western, and I also have HPL and city of Winslow. So, the major thing is voting that the community, the voting, registration closes on the 7th. I know for Navajo Nation, it already closed, I believe. And then early voting starts on the 9th. So some of the early voting dates that I know of are Shonto, there's October 18th and October 23rd. Both Kenyon and Kayenta will have Monday through Friday from the 14th to the 18th and from the 21st to the 25th. So for the voting. And then the voting closes, I believe, on November 1st, for early voting. You can early vote at the county offices, the recorder's office as well. And that will, like I said, start on the 9th all the way to the November 1st. Although, the voting's going well according to Navajo County's report. They did hand count after the primary, a certain amount of it, and it was 100% accuracy. And then in the early voting, more people voted in the early voting, like ballots, and then also at the traveling vote, twice as many people. And then, that's about over 15,000, and then 7,000 voted on the day of the election. So we all did a great job, and I commend you for coming out to vote in the primary, and I ask that you will come vote out in the general. We got the United States presidency on the line, we got U.S. congressman on the line, so, tell your friends, ask them to come out and vote. And also, if they're not registered, October 7th, they can go online to register. Okay, we do have the tribal transportation coordinator. His name is Lamar Kibama, and he is going to be contacting the chapters to work with them with the tribal transportation projects. It won't be really big projects because we only have like 400,000 of PERF funds, and then tribal liaison Nicole Reske, R-E-S-K-E, and she can also work with the chapters to help the supervisors, District 1, District 2, and District 5. Auto supervisors have partnership on the roads project with N.O.S.T, BIA, and then through NACOG, we have ADOT that we can consult with. So ADOT, just so you know, they say no venting there along their right of way, and they asked me to let them know to not vent there, but they're not. They're like, you're not ADOT. So. So the other thing is we're back in CSA session for 2 months. We got a break from County Supervisors Association meeting down in the valley. So now every third Thursday of the month, we will be down in the valley again. But next week, starting on Monday up to Wednesday, we will have a CSA conference down in Maricopa, Arizona. So I will be down there if you have a meeting starting Sunday through Thursday. I will not be available to be at your meeting. At the same time, on the 16th, I will be in Prescott for Rural Transportation Summit for 3 days as well. So, so if you guys have a meeting, I will not be there. Although if you're a senior center, you get annual allocation to your senior center. I only got 3 checks. Sadly, I usually get 7. So if your chapter did not turn in their documentation, their checks will be held until they send in their documentation for the senior center. And then along with that, we have District 1 funds, that we try to help the chapters with. I would like the chapters to try to see if they don't have a quality, hybrid, virtual equipment, they can try to order that. If it gets to be low costly, like 1,500 or so, we'll have to cost share, because the 10 chapters are all requesting certain things. I still will, go ahead and, help out with, certain events. For example, I think Oljato has a big event this month, because they're gonna get visited by Jonathan Nance, and they'll have other things going on over there at their chapter meeting. They can request some money to purchase food items, and I have bumped that down from 500 to 300, because we wanna see that we try to get the virtual equipment for the chapter staff, so that they can have, quality virtual meetings, because some of them are really buzzy, some of them, work really well, so take a look at them, send me, quotes, and, which one you would prefer to purchase for your chapter and stuff. Although, I think that's all. Anybody have any questions, or feel like there's other info that I usually tell, that I didn't say? Oh, the millings that are piled by the road, they're being utilized for the shoulders, but if they're still left, instead of them hauling it out, they can work with the chapters to do certain projects as they like. So I know Kayenta and Shonto asked, and I did talk to ADOT about it, and they said, let them know. I think it was Ed Wilson, and I don't remember the other name, Brendan, I think it was the first name. But I'll send those info to the chapters so they can, go from there, and they can work with the contractors to see what they can do with the leftover millings that are not gonna be used. Although, I think that's it. Pardon me?
How do you spell Quizon?
Keebama.
Thank you, Shimon, for your report. Any questions, comments? Can we write that information down? We have money available, okay. For,
I'll send the email address.
okay. Thank you. If there's no other questions, we'll move on to F. Miss Judy Begay, Coconino County, shut out on the yard. So moving down to Miss Lena Fowler, Coconino County District 5 Supervisor. Are they in Shopland, or she might be continuing somewhere along the way? So yeah, hey, I'll give the floor to her if we're still on reports.
crossroads na la session na ila.
Okay, I think I jumped okay, Suzanne Robert, Bob, and still want to do a report, or are you okay with that? Okay, no, please, no. So moving down to number 7, NOST Regional Chapter President. Please email written report to NOST Secretary, 10 minutes from, Madam President, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Chair Patricia Blackburn, I'm the chapter president from Naatsis'aan. Kabana na ajin shofri ji ajishi. This is how they chedo ashine. I got some report. I don't really have a lot of information. We have the NUC meeting on the 8th. We have another one on the 15th. If you guys can all come, agree, documents, the people, the Attorney General, Senator, those, and that's will be on the 15th. Organize all call it. She's done a synergy, get familiarized with them. That way they know what's going on at every chapter. Other that means they're gonna have the food's gonna be available, it's gonna be free for lunch. I don't get into chapter meeting, it's every day Jordan, obviously, it's constant meeting, I think it's gonna be at 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then we'll have some food again, this time. I don't, Secretary Treasurer saying that she's gonna make the September, planning meeting, and I thought that was, October is gonna be at the end of the month, the planning meeting and the regular meeting, and it'll be posted outside. I'll put it the shop in there. Thank you. Don't shut my mouth. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. NOST B, Mr. Willis today is not with us, so NOST C, Ishela. Okay, should, my report is, I think the hottest one is, it's usually a question when you meet other chapters, Shonto tell. So, recently, we've been meeting with, Mr. Skolanis. So, I mentioned is, we're gonna put our, we're talking, we're gonna use the emergency operating agreement of the EOA, of the ADA invasions. So once we put that in place, then, it should be taken off from there. Simply because we have our business site leasing authority, SCG, since we're a certified chapter, we have that. On Navajo Nation, about 110 chapters, there was two that had business site leasing authority, but now Shonto data. So with that, we're able to do our own, those kind of agreements. We're working on that. Once we, things get approved, then we'll move along. We'll be looking at, either they clean that to open house, or to have that ceremony for that grand opening. So I imagine, this hotel started many years ago. The high school, they moved condominiums, or even after the land was withdrawn, and since then, the leadership was there. They had a vision to have a business site. So all we did on our end was we carried that vision. We still carry that vision from Tony. that's all we're doing, and now it's becoming a fruition. Called the idea was to our chapter to make its own. Maybe I shouldn't say revenue, but in a way that can be thought of as so that's coming soon. I don't know, earlier, Mr. Freeman gave a sewer agreement. We're working on a new sewer agreement. It's gonna be a water treatment. The existing sewer agreement, NHA housing facility that's located right next to the road. It's not gonna hold, it's not adequate for what we have and our future plans. So we're gonna go bigger and have a water treatment facility there. Although, because the hotel's gonna be there, we're planning on the restaurant next close to it. And we have several landfills that we're working on. In that business site, we have most of the infrastructure there, which is important to whatever plans you have. Although the other one is the same location, the US Shimano, I'll mention it again, either. US 160 and State Route 98 Junction. The street lights haven't come on yet. So we're still working on that, and someday, Shimani cutting from the Navajo County. So we still need to get with that $8 to get. I think it was just a matter of, who's gonna pay the bills. We and to have them put a meter on it. It's all wired and ready, but we're just waiting for, those approval to go through and get them, take all this. Although in our area, our chapter administration's been open to the community, although Nana, the latest president's action to veto, line item veto line. It's not going to really affect us, and as mentioned earlier, we have enough funds to operate long into next year. And we make sure that the administration provided that report. So they put on this. Although, of course, the election is coming on soon, although we haven't put on any form or anything at the chapter, so we're hoping that somebody from the local would do that, but nobody hasn't stepped forward to do it. So, I don't have a lot of report, but that's what we have going at the chapter. I know most of us were, Shajeria, he's busy with his LDA job with Velvet Davis, so he's always on the road. I know Madam Vice President, she gets a lot of information from her job to change the sound. So we've got several information always flowing between us, although the administration don't know. That concludes my report. I can take questions if I can answer them.
It's a little on it, President, Vice President, and so forth. My question to the Shonto chapter is, probably real easy to answer. How much of a discount is the neighboring communities gonna receive? That's it.
I'll let Marshall answer that.
How much,
Discount.
time are we willing to donate?
Well,
Same question.
yeah, well, let's discuss the discount, and then after discount, I might be able to donate. Okay, thank you.
She's our negotiator.
As long as we have access to the Ejani funds.
Oh, okay. We gotta work all these, stuff are coming up now. All right. That's it, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for not asking a hard question. Miss Shamalina Fowler, Supervisor Fowler, she's on her way. If not, it's Nita. So then, moving down to B. Cheddar Geraldine Cheese, I became chapter president. You have the floor.
Thank you. I'm getting older faster. For African chapter, say, Geraldine Chief, they touching me, so policy is going that policy question. If the chief doesn't say, not often, who I am, I'm the chapter president for African. And this is the ending of my term. For the chapter, for as far as election goes, we only have one person running for president, one person running for vice president, one person for secretary president, two for grazing officials. So, Suyaj, secretary, Kados Kami Suyaj is the one who's running for president. So, I hope I trained him enough. I know that he will carry on whatever that we have planned to do. These past 4 years, I know that he will carry those on to fruition. There are things that we've done that I see fruition on, that I'm proud to have been a part of. Nana, at the chapter level, we have the warehouse. The money was all given. We were $1 million chapter for about a couple of months, maybe 3 months. And then as we expanded for our projects, we went way below. So, but warehouse, we selected, what was the name?
Hold on.
Ho1 Inc., which is Stanford Lake, and he has people that he works with. So warehouse area is coming up. They're doing the base, the middle after there's and they've been going around to people's homes, the businesses that are not there anymore, and taking foundation and slabs from them, crushing it and putting it on that warehouse base. So that's going. And then at the same time, Stanford Lake's contractor for the electrician, he's the one that's right there, right behind the chapter with his trailer. And he's on site for the company so that all of that is being done. He also helped us with cleaning up Crossroads. So if you see Crossroads, you see all that metal and everything, the needle, now he's cleaning it up, getting all that foundation and the slab, the cement slab, and they crush it, he's taking it up to the, where the warehouse is going to go. We have the house renovation or the renovation project. They completed 2 homes. These 2 homes, they were, I would say dilapidated, both of them, but people were still living in them. But so those 2 homes are completed with roof, weatherization, new windows, inside,
Shira.
sheetrock. そのようなですね。Octagon, the roofing, they worked on the roofing, and then inside them, they with the opening for the stove. They bought a new stove for the elderly couple that lives there, or not the couple, but mother and daughter. And they completed the restroom addition that was done for them. And there was no what down, but that down, put down again, the puppy got the net, it was like a step off. So they fixed all of that so that Shema, elderly mom, he could go in there and be in there. So they hooked up. I don't know what should go for one. Addition that you land that late in the audience, there was no roof on it, there was nothing in it, or foundation, door, walls, they put a roof on it for them and closed it, and then got some new windows for them, put in a new door, put in a new stove in them for that. So it's for complete. And then there's 3 more homes that they did. So they were going by section that, but I think they're gonna refocus now because winter is coming and there are people that on the renovation projects that are needing roof work. So they're gonna refocus on that and have the roof work project to have those done before snow comes. So there are no leaky roofs or anything like that, or even have snow cave in on them. So ADD, they're gonna switch focus to that and then go back to the inside work. So that's what they're gonna do. Electrification, the contractor went through all the homes, assessed it, and already completed some of the homes with house wiring. Some just needed minor things to be fixed or to be collaborated with NTUA. So most of those are done. So that one's a faster project that's coming through. We're completing the audit report findings. They just sent it off, so we'll be hearing back from them. There were only nine findings we had, but mostly, if you really look at those findings, it mostly is down to just what all those connecting to one another to like maybe 3 things of the process of what's going on. But those 9 findings come down to these 3, so they affect one another. So that's what we reported back to them, how it was implemented, what was implemented, how it's being monitored, and everything. And then we just heard from Shana Roberts saying that the 2 proposals that we put in are still being in the legislation, still being written and stuff like that. We, Secretary Giagia, we were talking about it one day after a chapter reading. We were saying, hey, there might be some leftovers since this is kind of forested in. All that money that was given to departments and taxes have to be encumbered. If they're not encumbered, there's going to probably be a pot of money that's there, so let's jump on the, let's put these proposals in. So you put in how many? Total of 5?
6.
6. We put in a total of 6 to our council delegate, and 2 of them he picked up to run with the legislation, so we're glad that that's heartbreaking. Donna, I'm glad that we were, looking forward. Not to need, but to need, with, Chancey that's he's on the line over there. So that's what we're doing for our community, and then I just want that to reiterate to my yas that some of those things need to continue going. And that's all my report. Any questions? Going once, twice? He's gone.
Thank you for your report.
Don't
Sugar.
announce it.
That's why I can't know.
Why is he laughing?
Is it
Oh,
only like?
respect.
Only by 2 days.
Kaya associated, so Madam Vice President. Question, Nita. محدش أعطوه كيدي خدمة. No. No, just kidding. Said, can we get together before our term is up, the officials, if that's possible, maybe for potluck, as an
Giveaways.
for working together, it shouldn't be just for any batch and Ashari, passing on the baton and continue the leadership. Well, she had, everything else, all that, he did carry. Maybe he must only the hot dogs or roast studies.
Sounds good.
So,
Sure, Herman's not sick.
yeah.
I have a question. I thought you only get together if you retire. No, I'm just kidding.
We are retired from politics.
I'm gonna fall on it. We eat no matter what.
Feel like you're tired.
All this information's off the record.
Robert. Herman, sí, sí, sa cuánto.
Okay, yeah, report that's what. That's like, Shema, I think, Supervisor Fowler. Anybody online to do a presentation?
I don't know who this is. Number ending 0504. Can you announce yourself so we can put you on the sign-in sheet? Again, the
Hello.
number. Who's this?
Hello. It's nice. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you.
Yes, this is Benedict Daniels,
Oh,
the Oljato raising official. Just calling about 20 minutes ago. Just listening in area. Question.
okay, thank you.
Okay, stuff. Cool. We'll move on to number eight on the agenda, presentations. Presenters, please email the report. 10 minutes left. Navajo Nation Broadband Office, Ms. Sonia Manis,
She's not online.
not online. Okay, move down to number 2. Supporting the Greenview Project and grant away for benefit to N.O.S.T communities, updates on coal mine water line projects. Mr. Philip Cooley, Office of environmental health and protection. I don't see him on the line.
No, that was supposed to be for Greenview, not,
Oh.
I didn't delete the other one.
Okay, I'll give the floor to Grady.
Good morning, Mr. President and members of the council. My name is Gabriel Freeland. I'm originally from Eastern Navajo Agency. I now live in Arizona, St. Michael's. My wife is from there, so Navajo way, you move with the spouses. Real quick, I just wanted to give an update. The project is moving very smoothly. We do have been meeting with the chapters. We've been doing our community outreach to basically make sure that everybody understands where we're at in the project process, that we're still working with the Navajo Nation to make sure that land administration and land department, GLAD, all help us and coordinate with us to make sure the center line is where we need it to be, and that we're gonna start working toward getting the permittees' consents. And we have been coordinating that with the Navajo Nation. At this point, we're still going through the process of educating and outreach, because there are misinformation that is coming out that we are gonna be using Navajo Nation water. And just for the council's information, no Navajo Nation water is gonna be utilized in this project aspect. Again, this is a transport through the Navajo Nation, but it also provides opportunity for employment for those that want to be hired. I want to say Navajo, but then again, you know, sometimes everybody criticizes, you're just using it as a selling point. At the end of the day, this job will provide employment. It will also provide a revenue stream for the Navajo Nation. It will also provide resources and funds to those impacted communities. So those are the three biggest takeaways that we have on this particular project. There is always opportunity for expansion and improvement as far as if the nation gets to the point where they want to start developing expansion here on the Navajo Nation, there's always that opportunity to figure out how the Navajo Nation wants to integrate hydrogen into its operations. But at this point, it's just a pass-through, and we're continuing to meet with the communities and the resources committee. Again, they will have final approval along with the Navajo Nation Council, but we're not at that point yet. We're just at the early stages of recommending where the line's gonna go, make sure we address the environmental, the cultural, the biological, and the environmental as far as EPA issues. So that's where we're at, Mr. President and members of the council. We'll continue to do outreach. If you guys want us to come to the chapters, let us know and we can go ahead and make those schedules and those appointments again. And it's kind of hard, you know, like I was saying earlier today, you know, I grew up with my nullet. My nullet has always taught me, if you're gonna have people come to your home, you feed them. But then when you try to do something like this and try to break ground, or at least break the ice and the tension on something that we see as potential opportunities, it's misinterpreted as us trying to, you know, influence you guys. But you know, we're so old school Navajos, you know, when you go to grandma's, you eat. So I'm trying to break that barrier is hard, but I think, you know, we'll continue to do what we need to. We'll continue to do the outreach. The chapters that have supported us so far have been very instrumental. Tonalia, Shonto, Gutty Eye, Hogback, Chimpito are all chapters that have offered support. And then we're continuing to engage the other chapters again. Again, it's a race, and sometimes the opposition gets ahead of us, and sometimes we're catching up. Sometimes the opposition is catching up to us. But our goal here is to be transparent, to be true, to give these communities an opportunity to see what the possibilities are. We hear of the possibilities off the Navajo Nation. We need to figure out how we're going to create possibilities here on the Navajo Nation. So again, I really appreciate your time and the day to spend with you guys to talk politics and everything else. I really appreciate it. So at this point, Mr. President and council members, that's my brief update on the Greenview project.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, comments? Tengo y Naatsis'aan dobles.
Sounds like one goes there.
Maybe, while we're waiting for her to come in, maybe get some coffee.
Have we did a
Resolution? Resolutions and action items. Number one, Mr. Secretary, please declare that resolution.
Let me see here. Number one, resolution number NOST 2024-279-001, approving and supporting the Greenview project and grant of way for the benefit of the NOST communities. And then number two, you want me to just read them? Okay.
Yeah, this first one,
Read just the first one?
this first one, we're gonna set action items, so. Need a motion on number one? A motion by, Madam President from Ts'ah, Oljato. And a second by Madam President from Naatsis'aan, Patricia Blackmore. Okay, with that, any questions or comments on the resolution? Okay, with that. Do you have something?
Yeah, I think we have enough information on it, all the updates that come through.
Okay,
Pretty straightforward.
good, thank you. Con us, could it? We have a motion and a second on the floor. Let's put the motion to vote. Mr. Secretary.
Okay, Honorable Herman Daniels, how do you vote?
I vote in favor.
Thank you. Patricia Blackhorn, how do you vote? Thank you. Mr. Fulgrader, how do you vote? Thank you. Ella J. Padani, how do you vote? Thank you. Benedict Daniels, how do you vote?
Abstain.
Abstain, thank you. Roland Small Canyon, Marcia Gray Eyes, how do you vote? Thank you. Robert Black, how do you vote? Thank you. Geraldine Chi, how do you vote? Thank you. Chance Nodestein, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. And then myself, I voted in favor. With that, Chair, you have a total of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstain, Chair not voting.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. The motion carries. 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstention. Con Naatsis'aan doble. Congratulations. Number 2, Mr. Secretary.
Okay, number 2, resolution number NOST 2024-279-002, supporting a referendum measure to be placed on the 2024 general election to reduce the Commission on Navajo Government Development from 12 to 5 members, while working with the 25th Nomination Council to introduce legislation of referral to be administered by the Navajo Election Administration, sponsored by Marcia Griaz.
Okay, I'll need a motion. A motion by Mr. Black. I will second, Madam President, Patricia Blackhorn. If there are any questions or comments? Hearing none, let's put the motion to vote. Mr. Secretary.
Okay. Honorable Herman Daniels, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. Patricia Blackhorn, how do you vote?
Favor?
Thank you. Mr. Fulbright, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Ella J. Padoni, how do you vote? Thank you. Benedict Daniels, how do you vote?
Abstain.
Thank you. Roland Small Canyon, Wash Gray Eyes, how do you vote?
Green?
Thank you. Robert Black Jr., how do you vote? Thank you. Geraldine Chi, how do you vote?
Green?
Thank you. Chancey Notestein, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Myself, I vote in favor with that. Total. Chair, we have 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstention. Chair not voting.
Okay, with that, the motion carries. 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstention. Thank you.
Okay, number 3. Resolution NOST 2024-279-003. Recommendation to approve the current chapter official to claim retroactive stipend for FY 2023, 2022. Chapter planning, regular, special, regional, and agency meeting payments for March 2022 to October 2022, and FY 2023 chapter planning, regular, special, regional, agency meeting payments for October 2022 to October 2023 as described in the budget document to Naatsis'aan Navajo Mountain chapter. Sponsored by Patricia Blackhorn.
Okay, I'll need a motion, council.
Motion, Chair?
Motion by Marcia. His second. Second by Mr. Black.
Chair? I'd like to add something to the resolution.
Any questions or comments? If you have the floor.
On the meeting that Mr. White had asked about, make sure that it says official meetings that were considered official meetings. And stipends, all that goes along with it.
Okay,
I don't think that designation is in.
yes, I think that brings up a good point here, on the resolution. I think it'll be good to, put the meeting dates on here. And which were planning meetings, although the regular meetings, although maybe, I don't know if we need the sign sheets, or do we need that or not? Just to have a comment,
Yeah,
okay.
thank you, Chair. So thank you, Marshall, for putting that in there. And thank you for mentioning to put the resolution first. I need to check that I'm working and then go back to page a call. I wanna give the floor to Secretary Treasurer. Since all the meeting dates, legal, and the sign-in sheet, we do have all the packets. And go ahead.
Yeah, there, I made a report this, I have a book like this. There, all the meetings. Which one we got paid, which one we didn't. I know, then a journal, I have some stuff that's in here. You know. So all of this, I'm keeping track of them. I made a copy of all the minutes with our claims on it. They are from 2022 March, they'll start. Every other month. That means if we're not paid for July, we get paid for August, September, and gaga. I don't owe out the Yulala. It looks like it's been planned. So I think, I don't know if the money was depleted at the time when we stepped in. That's it, that our money that was supposed to be given to us. So anyway, it was overspent, so that is probably, could be the reason why. We went to the Attorney General, we went over there, and then we worked together on it, where it says, this should have been paid, the baka. So we showed to the people that we're working with, but they overlooked, they didn't consider it important. So that's why we need to, they were all valid, because they don't come here and look. But there is somebody, they called them and said, the chapter, that what it sounds like from the people that were told that, and then I said, it shouldn't be like that. They should be attending the meeting instead of being virtual. So that's how we got that list, and we tried to keep it up. Even 2024, it's just like, you're not gonna be paid for just because of a long time you're trying to make your meeting, no, which is not right. I mean, every year, there's some money that was given to the chapter official by counting how many meetings we're gonna have. I got pre-planned, it looks like it's going somewhere. I know one of them was like, we're gonna transfer the fund. One of them had stipends on it to be transferred to another fund, which is not, I guess we should have been discussing those, but they didn't allow that. So, I have it with me. So.
Okay, with that information, I believe that information will go on the resolution that, Ts'ah.
No.
Okay. Because from the NOST Regional Council, we want to make sure all the documents are on there at all, because it's going to go from here to who we're going to give it to. That's the other question, Philip, will it be ASC or would it be up higher, maybe the council has it? Madam President?
Thank you, Chair. To me, I thought I even went to Bureau Niagara, the chief of staff, the DCD. I went to, human resource, and I went to ethics rules, I went to auditor general, this, when it first started, auto resolution, so, how did she, say, I just, I kinda lost hope. I'm digging into my retirement. I did 23 years in the military, and I retired. And that's supposed to be the money that I'm supposed to use for me. And I can use it. I'm teaching young and we do the door prize. We do this, everything that we pay for here, we have to do on our own. I don't have the money is not, it's cotton or we travel. So that's where it's going right now. That's where it's at right now. I don't, so I just got another job and that's what I'm doing right now. And I got a couple hours and thinking they have this shot. So my husband has to apply and out of the border. He's taking it into his retirement.
Thank you, Madam President. Sir Robert, had on some case with this resolution.
Well, Chair, I think pretty much Marcia covered it, saying that if you're submitting for stipends to be paid out for attending or being in the official meetings, I mean, I think those documents just have to be in place when they submit for their payments. And I don't know why they're not paying out if they are. So,
April and May, you have a job. We still haven't gotten paid for
April,
that.
May,
So you
June.
would take it to, what's that for you guys name, Robert, is that his name?
April, May, June, July,
So you would
August,
take it to
August.
November.
August, yeah, from May,
So
June.
all of the paperwork was united, just take all of them.
Jimmy.
It's like quite a couple stacks. So at DOJ, yeah, in job, was it about that stack? They copied it, they took it, nothing, it went nowhere.
Yeah, you must go with ASC.
Well,
They
that-
don't need the council, so
The council is not
Oh,
gonna,
I'll give it.
you would give it to Robert Jones. Probably,
we probably have to do the packets again. This will be like the 8th time.
it's fine.
Well, the other option, since RDC is the oversight, och arbetsförhållanden, I guess,
What you can do is make 2 copies, get one to ASC, the other one, and then take the other one to RDC.
Cancel the office.
She got on her income tax, she got
one at a time, please.
I got 5,000 from the chapter.
Please keep order.
Go ahead, they're listening.
Shemut,
Burn.
Supervisor Denali, yeah.
When I was chapter official, that happened to us, but the White Witherspoon was a good fighter, so he did, process it through legislation, and we finally got paid, I believe, a year and a half after, it went, I guess we didn't get our stipend for that long, or one, I believe, 2 of our meetings, because it was $1,000 that was owed to each of the chapter official at Forest Lake. So that's what we did. I tried to reach out to everybody, the president, chief of staff, and whoever I can think of. But, the White Witherspoon is, help us out finally, in the end, your delegate.
How many chapters?
Okay,
That's, we have
So,
21 meetings that we.
that's a convenient.
Okay. All right.
So are we recommending, I know, RDC, Nishan, should that hit up on some case?
Yeah, that's the only way we could do it is maybe like everybody else is saying here. Just put those packets in and keep going, and I'm not too sure if Herman can push it or with the assistance of the LDA. But other than that, I mean, we could pass it, but I do think that we need to have those dates in here to make sure that it's, like it's specific to the point, these are the ones that we're missing, so.
21 of them.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
Okay,
But attach the other ones as exhibits.
yeah.
okay, with that, council, any other questions or comments?
Call for the question. I say call for the question.
Okay. Thank you, council. Naatsis'aan or Lekujit, since, Mr. Secretary, can you do the roll call vote, please?
Okay, Honorable Herman Daniels, how do you vote?
I'm gonna abstain.
In favor, thank you. Patricia Blackhorn, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Mr. Fulbrighter, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Ella J. Badani, how do you vote? Thank you. Benedict Daniels, how do you vote?
Abstain.
Thank you. Marsha Gray Eyes, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Robert Black, how do you vote? Thank you. Geraldine Chi, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. Chance Nodestein, how do you vote?
I vote in favor.
Thank you. Myself, vote in favor. That chair, you have a total of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstention, with chair not voting.
Herman texted, he abstained.
Oh. Okay, so that's 8 in favor, 0 opposed, 2 abstention.
So with that vote, Kudna, 8 in favor.
8 in favor, 0 opposed, 2 abstention.
So the motion carries with 8 approved, 0 opposed, 2 abstentions. Congratulations. We'll send a copy to RDC and, Mr. Jumbo. We're done with our action items. I'll give the floor to, Supervisor Fowler. وبيغنى خد شي بنيا محل أطعمه.
Opinions, I wish. It's a good, that's just the one. And, Robert Beach was on the one that and so I'm just that get. Next we go on that was savage in the bar, just past my, I don't just chance, just not everywhere. Then I took another road, that's not about the change. The graded roads, it changes the roads. It don't have an now passes, it's not and they don't believe. A joke of the bandy cake cutter. So that big gushy that they used to just follow us down. They had a team hunched up. I'm coming on my way on this, text and that and I was getting lost out there. So anyway, it's a great day. I found my way down the inscription house. They that in 16 just check it out. So but thank you for allowing me to give you a report. It's not only class she should be receiving your stipends. I just text Arthur Mitchell. I let him know that you all are, having this discussion here, so hopefully he'll be able to, address it, because he's the community development director, division director, and so it's under his, budgeting process, and he'll be able to contact the staff that are supposed to be addressing it. So I would say that you sent an email, to Arvin Mitchell as well. Because he oversees all the staff and he manages all that budget. But, if you had, election is coming up. I see Bansadak case election. At this year of Naatsis'aan. So, I wanna talk about, the upcoming election and its impact on us. Tribal sovereignty is at stake, Oljato. And the one administration, one candidate is saying that once he gets in, he's gonna really tackle the public lands. He's gonna really go after public lands, wants to do away with them and start mining oil and all of that. So that is, and then our sacred lands too, the Bears Ears, Chaco Canyon, the Grand Canyon National Monument, and all these other national monuments. The hunters are gonna be impacted, the fishermen, all kinds. Our healthcare is at stake, federal healthcare. When you think about abortion, people think they're gonna go in there and just have an abortion. That's not what it is. It's really, the doctor's hands are tied. If a woman goes in, let's say one of my daughters goes in and have a baby, something goes wrong. The doctor can't help that mother. So you have to really think about it. You know, we have the next generation that's coming up, and we cannot say no to abortion. And I don't believe in abortion, but when it's stated where a woman's health is not gonna be, a doctor has to decide either the woman's health or the baby, or just don't touch it at all because my license is at stake. Yeah, you can't. Indian healthcare, we don't get enough money as it is. Cuts to the Indian healthcare is gonna happen. So those are things I'd really like to have you all think about. And the other thing too is that the Department of Education, even the universities are at stake. The Head Start is gonna be closed. There are no more Head Start funds, no more Department of Education. Our counties are really concerned about that. So just wanna bring that up. So when you think about it, really think about your vote. The other thing is the ballot is really long. You can ask the ballot, it's gonna take about 20 to 30 minutes for you to fill that ballot out. When you fill it out, go, hey, yeah. If you do it at home, you gotta sign it, and write your phone number down, because if something, they have a question with that, they can contact you. Please tell your people, I see, they really need to say, yeah, because it's gonna be a long line, we're thinking there's gonna be a long line. For the first time I ordered a early ballot. So I'm gonna vote at home, I'm gonna fill it out, seal it, sign it, and send it back. But I'm gonna be driving around on election day, just checking on things. But that's what's gonna be happening. Here at Navajo Mountain, in a church, just not at the warehouse, a church just each of the places, we're usually doing it, together. Navajo Nation, yeah, so most of the chapters, one side Navajo, one side county. When people vote over here, tell them to go vote at the county also. Those are things that we really need to think about. You see, and then the ballot questions, propositions, there's 14 of them on there. proposition sa da shajabo. Ihot out nikita the niki no, like county, Coconino County, we're asking for you all to vote for and approve Proposition 482. The Ninaniki and Leda, there's a limitation, like, okay, council, they would say, this is all you can spend, chapters, even though you're generating your sales tax over here and it's coming in from to your revenue in your chapter house, this is all you can spend. And you can't go beyond that. And you have enough money to do roads and all of that. We are now hitting that point of, we're almost over that. Last year, we had to borrow money so we can keep on doing the work that we're doing. So all we're asking is this threshold that was put on us and increase that by 7 million for us. We already have the money, well, it's not a tax, we're not gonna generate more money. We just need to use that money. So that's what we're asking for. All the counties, Navajo County, though, Apache County, and maybe they're almost there, that's it. So, they go over it, they have to, and if you go over it under state law, and we spend, let's say the threshold is $100, and we spend over that $10, for every dollar that goes over that, you have to pay back per dollar. So it's really, really restrictive. And what we use our money for is for all county services. A lot of it is out here, not in this area, but in like Navajo, the roads that we have with BIA agreements, the healthcare we have, all of that, and rental assistance and all the different ways of using the money here. And that's what's at stake. We're building a new Tuba City complex in Tuba so that we can provide more service out here. We have the park out there. We still have all of these services, but we're at that point where 30 years ago, the population was less than what we are today. Today, 145,000 Coconino County. And that's where we're locked into it. It's not just counties that are like that. The city of Page, Flagstaff, these other towns, they're all, that restriction is there. So at some point, they're gonna have to also increase theirs. So and so if you have any questions on that, just let me know. The other thing too is that we are, the nation is at a point where I know you have broadband on there, yeah. Broadband is I don't know if Sonia came. We have hired, the Navajo Nation hired an outside company to help to just figure out broadband. Nikito, Coconino County, that we're working on broadband with Navajo Nation. So broadband just means internet. By towers or maybe Starlink. It might be by those towers that it depends on where you are. And so we're looking at all of the chapters. We're looking at off chapters. Coconino County is the largest county in the country, or second largest, and geographically land-based. But we're the most rural. Even in Tuba, where I live, my internet goes up and down. So it's like that everywhere, even in Flagstaff, when our staff are calling in, they're going in and out, or some of them can't even work from home. So because of that, broadband is huge, but we have to spend those ARPA dollars. So hopefully that will be spent, and I'm hoping Navajo Nation will spend all of their ARPA dollars. They used up a lot of it went into mental health, A lot of it went into, mental health and behavioral health is the main one. That's where our dollars went to. I see after the pandemic, that was a big issue. A lot of it went into the school districts like Page, Tupelo City, public schools, a lot of it is being used in those areas where the students go at. So I wanted to just bring that up. Tax season is coming up. If you haven't done your taxes, this October is the extension, it's coming up. If you need help with that, contact us. We do free taxes. Call my office, and we're all tax certified. Call my office and tell people to get their taxes done and get ready for the new tax season coming up. We're getting ready for that. So taxes is really important. Then we have Western Navajo Fair. Be really careful when you come out to the fair. Parade route. So we can only do that on Navajo. So so that I don't believe. I just wanna let you know. And then when we really think about Jonathan Nez, our Congress, yeah. Think back. We've been citizens. Native Americans, Navajos, EGC, were Navajos. We've been citizens of the United States for 100 years. The Queen, how old is your grandmother? My grandma passed when she was 104. So when you think about it, within the lifetime of our own parents or grandparents, that's how long we've been here. With that Citizens Act of 1924, that in there, we gain a right to vote. Within that, we gain a right to run for office also, like Jonathan Nez running for Congress, like Supervisor Benali and I being able to run for county official. That's what it came with, but it didn't come easy. We still had to go to court to gain a right to vote in 1948. They didn't want us to vote. It wasn't until the 1970s that we actually started voting. So when I see this is something that our people has fought for, has really to be able to participate in the democracy. So think about it that way and tell your people to vote. Every person should vote. If you're a Navajo, if you're a hunter, if you have tourism business, if you do business or love the public lands, you should not vote for the person that is that doesn't like it. So thank you. And if you have any questions, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, thank you, Shimano, reporting. Quite recently, we met with a grant writer, we started talking about it. This coming election on the, Trump which is bad for Indian country, which means we'll lose like bears' ears. It's not whoever's in office takes it away, gives it back, and, I mean, if you can see that, that should explain how you vote. So with that, it did accomplish, thank you. I know election's real important. Konane Nasando, number 10. Next NOST meeting, council meeting. Next NOST regional council meeting, FY 2024. Saturday, January 4th, 2025. Hosted by Oljato. Hallelujah, change over the
After the planning meeting, see? After your planning meeting, or the 10th?
January, what was it, our last inauguration is January,
You had it done, it was January 8th, I think.
so we might have another meeting tonight. We'll let you know. But the next meeting is at Oljato. With that, out of 11 announcements, I'm going to add the agenda for, so I'm not gonna go through that again. Although number 12. Adjournment time will be 2:31. Order. 2:31 PM. Motion by Madam Vice President Marcia Otto, second by Madam President Tricia Blackhorn.
Sorry about that, Chair.
Let's put the motion to vote. Or do you want to stay and continue the meeting?
Okay. Honorable Herman Daniels, how do you vote?
Green.
This
Green.
is, okay, this is to adjourn the meeting. Patricia Blackhorn, how do you vote?
Great.
Thank you. Mr. Fogelrider, how do you vote?
In favor.
Thank you. But Miss Ella J. Badani, how do you vote? Thank you. Benedict Daniels, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Marcia Gray Eyes, how do you vote?
In favor?
Thank you. Robert Black Jr., how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Geraldine Chi, how do you vote?
Green.
Thank you. Chance Notestein, how do you vote?
I vote green.
Thank you. I vote in favor. With that, total of 9 in favor, 0 opposed, 1 abstain. Chair not voting.
Thank you. Motion carries. Have a wonderful day. What was the vote?
9-0-1. Chair not voting. Nobody.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you at the fair and along the roadside.
All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful day.
Yeah, the sightseeing. I mean,
Yeah.